Last time on Gaming Through the Ages, Ben and I played hockey, an inbuilt game on one of the first second generation consoles, the Fairchild Channel F. The game was nothing more than an advanced Pong clone, and due to the low resolution and only 8 colours supported by the Fairchild Channel F, the game's graphics overall were only made up of lines and dots as opposed to detailed sprites. Since the Fairchild only supports 3 different tones, the hockey game obviously didn't sound very realistic. Overall, the Fairchild Channel F was innovative in that it was the first console that supported cartridges, but with the release of the superior Atari 2600 in 1977, which had better sound effects and support for up to 128 colours, we thought it would be a good time to ditch the Fairchild and upgrade to the Atari. At the end of the last episode, viewers of this series were invited to choose which one of the 9 Atari 2600 launch titles we would play in this episode. Keep watching to find out which game got the most votes. Welcome to Gaming Through the Ages, the series where we take a look at games from many different genres and consoles through time, from 1975 to now in chronological order. Once we've reached modern times, we start back at 1975 and explore a different group of games. Based off the votes in the last video, we'll be playing Street Racer, one of the 9 launch titles on the Atari 2600. This game was rated 5.5 out of 10 when it was originally released, and hasn't aged well through the ages since it still gets poor reviews. Let's check it out. Okay, here we are ready to play Street Racer, and you can already see Atari is showing off its huge variation of different colours. It can display up to 128 different colours, and it's kind of just flicking through different possible colours right now. Still though, they're only doing 4 colours on the screen at once in this game, so it's not very colourful, I guess, as you're playing it. It's a step up though from the Fairchild that only had 8 colours in its colour palette. As you can see, this game has 27 game variations. As I flick through these games, you can see there's lots of different variations, different amount of players, different styles of actual street racing games, and in some of them you're controlling a plane. We're going to play through 10 of the 27 different variations. Some of the variations require 3 and 4 players, so we're just going to do the 2-player variations. Okay, so the first variation we're going to play is Street Racer. It's game 2. Basically, me and Ben are at the bottom of the screen and we've just got to dodge the oncoming cars that are coming down the road. Every time we dodge a car, we get 1 point. The first person to 20 points wins. Here's a little practice run. I'm, as you can see, on the left side of the screen here. Ben is on the right side of the screen. And as you dodge cars, you get a point. Now, you can drive faster to get more points. You just hold your finger on the X button. On the Atari controller it's different, but it can be quite hard to, control your car at faster speeds because the other cars just start swerving everywhere. And when you crash, that slows you down. So we're going to have a real go of it now, and our points are at the top of the screen so you can see who's going to get to 21st. Ready, set, go. Overall, the driving sounds here are pretty good, but there is still those high frequency tones that take the realism out of this game. The sprites in this game are still made up of single colours, but the Atari 2600 does support multicoloured sprites and characters, which we'll see in the future games. The low resolution of around 192 by 160 pixels, however, is something that will stay mostly the same as we continue to play games on this system. Being able to see the pixels in a game, especially when they are so big, really takes you away from the experience and reminds you that this is just a computer-generated game. Over time though, as we move to the newer generation consoles, the resolutions will dramatically increase to the point where individual pixels are mostly forgotten and the focus will be on the amazingly detailed game worlds. Yes, okay, I got to 21st, and you weren't far behind. Let's see if Ben can beat any of these variations. Okay, our next variation, as you can see, this one is game 5. It's pretty much the same as the last one, but 2 cars are coming at us at once, so it's the small cars that wants to dodge. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. First to 20 points once again wins.
Oh. Smashed already.
Do you like how it kind of rotates the colours? Like each time you play this, you've got a few different colours. It's not like you're always red or always one certain colour.
It makes it a little bit more fun, yeah.
Just gives it more, variety, I think. I love when the car crashes, it's just twisted pixels. Anyway, I've made it to 20 points. The next variation is slalom. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's game 8. Me and Ben are both on skis. We're skiers, and we're trying to ski down and pass through the gates without hitting them. So the first to 20 points wins. Once again, you can drive faster with the X button on our controllers. I do feel bad though, because Ben has got it pretty tough. Yeah, I really feel that he's at such a disadvantage here. I mean, that light green colour, they really should have picked colours that are easier to see. That's a huge disadvantage he's got. Anyway, I got to 20. That was a disadvantage though. Let's see how we go in the next game. The next one is Variation 11, which is practically the same as the last one we played, just the gates come faster. There will be 2 at a time on the screen. So here we go, Variation 11. Oh, you're kidding me. He's still like that. Okay. What I've noticed about this is you really, throughout this game, don't feel like you're actually on a... You don't feel like you're moving across a course. Really, the screen just kind of scrolls downwards. You don't... Because of the lack of textures, I guess, on the road that you're travelling on or whatever you're on, the lack of moving textures, it just looks like you're staying still and these objects are moving towards you as opposed to you actually moving down a hill and 2 gates. So I'm really not a big fan. I got to 20. I'm not a big fan of the actual way the game is shot. I can't even explain it. Okay, the next game variation is Dodge 'em. You basically try and move forward to get to the end of the screen, which takes you back to the beginning of the screen again, and every time you get to the end of the screen you get 1 point, and you've just got to dodge that green thing that's moving side to side, the obstacles. Start now. Okay, 1 point, 2, 3. What do you think of the game variations so far? What are you enjoying the most? The first one we did, the street racer, the icy going through the gates one, or this one so far?
I think I like the first one.
Okay. And do you notice the sound effects are so much better? Like you can hear the brrrr, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Apparently, but still the graphics are ridiculous. I mean, we're apparently on motorbikes.
Ah, is it a motorbike?
Yeah. Actually, no, we're not on motorbikes.
That's a weird looking motorbike.
Wait a sec.
4-wheeled motorbike.
No, we're actually on a track of some kind. Some kind of a track.
It's like R2-D2 from Star Wars.
For some reason I'm stuck now, I can't move forward. Okay, 19 and 20. Okay, so that was that one. Do you think this one's a bit of a boring variation?
Yeah, this one's not only is it boring, it's hard to see. The light green doesn't sort of factor in well with the other colours. It becomes almost invisible.
The next variation is 18. We are jets piloting planes. We've got to try and shoot down the enemy planes. So
what are the shooting?
you press X to shoot.
X to shoot. Oh, okay. So it's
And
a bit like
then you get a
Space
point, for each plane you shoot. But once you've shot a bullet, you've got to wait till it gets to the end of the screen before you can shoot another bullet. So the first to 20 wins, starting from now. These single colour sprites are real. No, I've stuffed it. These single colour sprites are really not doing it for me. You really need multicoloured sprites pretty much in any game, in my opinion. I mean, like our planes, I've got a solid blue plane, you've got a solid orange plane, all the enemy planes are solid red. And the pixels are just so large on the screen, it's hopeless. Ah, these bullets are so slow. Okay, I've gotten to 21st. We're going to play the next variation now.
I just want to start to enjoy it.
Okay, this next variation, because you like that one so much, it's basically the same thing, but 2 enemy planes are coming at once. This is game variation 20, so let's give it a go. Pretty much the same as before. I like the amount of planes that are coming, this is pretty crazy. Ah, I missed it.
Whoa.
What is it? The crashing effects are just so crazy. I mean, just some twisted... It basically just puts your pixels of your plane in different...
You just go sideways. That's how they crush your plane. Goodness me.
Would you say this is your favourite variation so far?
It is more challenging, but the bullets just too slow.
That's a good point. Like, these are supposed to be some kind of bullets or, I don't know, rocket launchers. I've finished.
The thing is, in real life, a plane doesn't go faster than the bullet. In this game it does. The plane goes faster than the bullet.
Actually, when you think about it, because we're moving forward so fast, maybe we're just flying at such high speeds that the rockets, like, or whatever we're launching, bullets, rockets, whatever they are from our plane, we must be going so fast at almost the speed of the bullets themselves. Maybe. So this one is Number Cruncher. We're both on motorbikes, and we have to try and catch the numbers, and you can drive faster if you have your finger on X. So you basically touch them, bump into the numbers.
You can crush the numbers.
Yeah, just crash into them, and that gets added to your score. You get it?
How did you get such a big score so quickly?
Because I was just going faster at the beginning. If you drive fast like this, the numbers just go by like crazy, and you can catch a bunch of them. We're going to start now. The first person to get 50 points in this wins.
Okay.
I don't see how I just crashed just there. What? How? Where did you get all those points from? What?
I think you're going easy on me.
No, where did you? I just suddenly looked on your screen and you suddenly have 48.
It's alright, I just
done it. You got to 50.
Yeah, I hacked it.
Okay. He beat me in that one. I don't know how, but he did. So there we go. Ben finally beat me in something. I don't know what happened there. Okay, the last game variation we're going to play is game 25 called Scoop Ball. Basically, you have to try and catch the balls, then insert them into those computer scoopers, the ones that are open.
What a pooper scooper.
The computer scoopers. I really do not get what this relates to in real life, but you don't want to bump into those ones where there's like those that you just bumped into.
Oh, that looks like a
you
face.
can press X to go faster. You want to catch those ball things.
Oh, I can't even see any
The
ball.
balls are the crosses.
Is that a ball? They
Yes.
call that a ball.
That's a ball.
I thought it was a church.
No, it's a ball.
Oh, okay.
And then you've got to crash into those open mouth things, those open scoopers,
Open pooper scoopers and then catch the church.
and put the ball into that scooper.
Oh, okay.
So you catch a ball.
I catch a ball.
Yeah, catch one, which I just missed.
So let's.
But you get what I mean. Like, look on my screen. You have to. I really don't get what this is. You catch a ball, then you avoid those things, and you can catch more balls. Like you can catch multiple balls at once, and then bump into one of those, but front on to insert the ball into that. But once you've got a ball. So let's give it a go. I know this one sounds crazy. The first person to get to 20 points wins. We're going to start right now.
Okay.
Remember, you can press X to go faster.
Oh, I caught a ball.
I almost inserted my ball somewhere, but it's gone. I crashed into
if
it.
If I crash, do I lose my ball? What happens?
I don't know. Okay, I've got 5 points so far.
Oh, I've got one. I don't even know how I got one.
You caught a ball. You get more points when you insert. Yeah, you lose your ball when you crash. This one's not very exciting.
But the best thing about it is the sound effect. It sounds like a really cool guitar. I like it.
Yeah, the sound effects, I admit, are pretty good to compare to the Fairchild that could only produce 3 tones. But overall, this particular game we're playing on the Atari hasn't been very exciting. I just feel for a multiplayer game, the two players have to be interacting. In no way are we I just feel like I'm playing one game on one side of the screen, you're playing another game on that side of the screen. There's no interaction. Like, it's not like we're both on the same course and we can crash each other. It's just, we're just very split-sided. So, overall, Street Racer, I'm gonna have to agree with the ratings. It's not a very good game. One of the ones that I was looking at of the launch titles, this is one of the 9 Atari 2600 launch titles. Indy 500, I think is what it was called, I can't remember exactly, did look like a more exciting game to play because the two players were actually on the one course and they interacted with each other. This one, the players not interacting with each other whatsoever, we're just kind of playing our own separate games. This variation, I think, is the worst one out of all of them. I think the ski one where you were trying to go through the gates, the driving one at the beginning, and what was the other good one? And plane shooting, and the plane shooting one were the best variations. This one's just a bit dull. What do you think of these games overall? Crud, you're gonna beat me 18-18.
Oh dear me.
We timed out.
Okay.
So we both got 18 points each, tie at the end there, and you did beat me in one of the games. Overall, what do you think was your favourite game variation in this game?
I actually didn't mind this one, actually.
Oh, you liked this one?
I found it more challenging because it's not just... You actually have to have skill to line up to get the little church thing and then put it in the other object.
So this was your favourite?
I found it more... You had to have more skill rather than just dodging a thing. There was 2 phases to it. You had to catch something and insert it in another thing, so I found it more challenging, yeah.
Okay.
Overall.
I think the jet one was my favourite, where you're shooting the planes.
That was okay, yeah. I like that one too.
Yeah, great. Anyway, where to next from here? Coming up in 1978, we have the release of 3 new second-generation video game consoles. The Magnavox Odyssey 2, the APF MP1000, and the VC4000. Out of all these consoles though, the Atari 2600 lasted the longest before being discontinued, so overall I think we should stick with the Atari for a while and see what other games come out for it. Unofficial Atari 2600 games are still being released and made to this day. For more information about the Atari consoles and games made for it, visit AtariAge.com. They have plenty of scanned manuals and a great forum where people still discuss the Atari consoles and classic games. All the games we've played so far have had single solid colour sprites. In other words, our characters such as the gunman in 1975, the hockey player in 1976, and the car all have been a single colour. I really hope the next game we play on the Atari 2600 has a multi-coloured sprite and more than 4 colours on the screen at once, like the previous 2 games have had. Comment below on a game you think I should play in the next episode that was released in 1978 for the Atari 2600. It can be either single player or multiplayer, but let's see if you can find a game that has multicoloured sprites. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time in 1978.